This video is brought to you by Scopic.com. Get yours now.
Hey guys, this is Phil from theCUBE.com. So we're going to take a look at Xiaomi Mi Band 2. Now this is a successor to one of the most famous smart bands all over the world. And they finally added up a little display. It runs by a OLED technology and it doesn't really display much. So let's dive right into what's new and what's different about the smart band. To start with, you have to know that it's a very cheap device. Retailing at Chinese yuan 149, that translates into a little bit more expensive than $25. Of course, your local importer may charge it differently, but you should be able to get it still cheaper than about 40 bucks. So what it does is divided by the app over there: status, play, and profile. Play doesn't really sound very straightforward, but status gives you a brief look at your overall fitness status. Dominating most of the screen is your daily steps so far, and sleep data, weight, and the heart rate that they monitored, and how long the streak has lasted. You can tap on the step count to see more details of when exactly you have been walking around and how far you have walked and how much calories you have burnt so far. Of course, you can go ahead and look at the statistics so far. Weekly and monthly data is also available, giving you the glimpse of your activities. One of the interesting things are the heart rate monitor over there. So it keeps track of your heart rate and you can make it count your heart rate through your watch. We're not really sure, however, that if this is the most accurate heart rate monitor, because compared with the Samsung smartphones, the Mi Band 2 gave us slightly higher heart rate than the other devices. That's the fitness part. Now the smart band part is mostly located at the play. So it can alert you with the incoming calls, app notifications, text messages, and a sit alert where it lets you know that it's time to just walk around when you have been sitting on your desk for an extensive amount of time. One minor complaint over here is that it doesn't show much detail for the apps. When it's alert for the call, it just displays a little phone icon. It doesn't tell you who it's from, it doesn't tell you the number, just an icon. And the same goes with the text messages and the apps, especially the apps. It only says app. It doesn't specify which app you're getting. So you sort of kind of have an idea that you have an app notification, but not knowing which app it is from. What is automatic, however, is the sleep tracking. You don't have to tell it that you're going to sleep, it just detects it automatically and counts the deep sleep and the light sleep time and how much time that you have been woken up during the sleep and when you have woken up from the sleep. I'm not a fan of wearing something while I'm sleeping, so I didn't use this functionality as often as I should have, but it does work. What I was very impressed about was the battery life of it. For the past week that I've been wearing, I'm still ranging at 47% of the remaining battery over here, so 42% now. Given on that calculation, it should be able to last about 2 weeks, if not longer. Charging is fairly simple. There's a little USB charging dock. You just connect it to the USB port. And also this guy is waterproof, and due to the last model's complaints, they made sure that your cord is not going to run away from your band. Overall, we had pretty positive impression about it. It works quite well, it's fairly simple. Just a few minor complaints is that tilt to turn on functionality doesn't really work that well most of the times, and it takes a few seconds, 1 or 2 seconds for it to show up. And the screen automatically turns off after a few seconds, so if you want to just keep on watching it, then you got to keep on tapping on the button. The overall impression over here is that it seems like a demo version of what it could offer. It gives you a little bit of app notification and it gives you a little bit of workout tracking, gives you a little bit of heart rate monitor. So I should say that this is not perfect, but considering the prices, it seems like a pretty good deal. But in my case, this turned out to be like one of those Hackintosh computers. You know what people say about the Hackintosh, installing OS X for your PC. Even if you're successful for it, you will end up buying a real Mac. So that's sort of like what Mi Band 2 is like. Even though I'm quite happy for what it offers for its price, I think I'm going to be aiming for a more of an expensive, more of a full-featured device in the future. So that's my bottom line. It's not the perfect device, but it does what it has to do for its price. If you're happy with this much of functionality, you'll stick with it. If you want more, then you should be aiming for something more than this. Thank you always for watching. You can meet us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and Google+. And we'll see you guys later. Ciao.